Hello everyone. So I thought I'll probably talk about the process I follow or my workflow to make videos. So it is not really about making videos. So of course I make daily videos, and most of my videos, I think more than 90% of my videos are me showing something on the computer, because that is what I think I do best. But at the same time, I do of course make videos of me walking or doing something outside. But today I want to focus on the videos that I make where I show you something on my computer. Now the thing is that I of course do things on computer, and I'm a consultant, I'm a developer, and as part of my day work, I do things on Jira. But at the same time, of course, I use Linux for doing my work. I use Linux to I just don't only use Linux, I also use Mac and Windows because I have to. If let us say I'm working for a client, and if that particular client wants me to use their laptop, of course I'll do that. So I'm not really against any specific operating system, but I use Linux for my own work where I can. Wherever I have the option to use my own computer, I use it. So that is where, of course, I spend most of my time on this particular ThinkPad, and of course, I use org mode. I guess you know that by now. If you're new to my channel, yes, I use org mode in Emacs. Now the thing is that good thing about Emacs org mode is that you can, of course, make notes. If you're thinking what exactly is an org mode, of course, you can make notes using org mode. But the thing is that it is not just you making simple notes. It's like a powerful system. Now, the way I work is whenever I'm making my notes, whenever I'm doing anything, if I want to make, let us say, a specific note also as a video. For example, if today I learned something about, let us say if I'm writing a shell script today. And good thing about, by the way, I'm just trying to mix things together. So when you're writing your notes in org mode, you also have the option to do or insert some code snippets that you can run from within your notes. So it's called as literate programming or Babel. And great thing about this particular mechanism is that you are basically mixing your notes, your code, and you're basically keeping everything that you do, or not really everything, but as much as you can within org mode. And from that particular system of org mode, you can do other things. For example, if I have to make a video, what I will do is, let us say if this is one of my let us say activity, or if I learn something, I will of course insert this as an item. It could be a presentation that I'm working on, it could be like a part of the document that I'm working on, and the moment I have this to do tag, I can basically make sure that because in org mode, when you have a to do item, it will appear in your agenda, or you can separately pull out or generate a list of all the to do items in your notes everywhere. But at the same time, if you insert a date, for example, I wanted to talk about how I make videos daily from my notes, which I'm doing right now, and I of course wanted to make this video at 5:15 today. So this is like the scheduled time, and not only that, I'm also logging my time. So if I'm logging my time, I can actually track it later on. I can actually generate a report using clock table that yes, I have worked on this particular activity for 10 minutes. And by the way, the clock is right now running. You can see here, it says org mode clock is running. If I click on it, I have the option to clock out, which I will do, of course, using the command, but not really using the menu here. Now, the thing is that if you're using org mode, you're basically consolidating everything that you do, or as much as you can. I mean, now it is not always possible to consolidate each and every aspect of your life, of your work, but as much as you can, because for me, org mode is basically the place. The moment I start my day, the moment I open my laptop, the first thing I do, I start my Emacs, and I have a shortcut for that. And this is basically my main operating system. Even if I'm working on my Windows or Mac, I have these files, my org files, my folder synced. And I think I did talk about how to make your org mode setup portable. So if I open the same set of files in my Mac, I'll not use the same. So basically I use a script to start my Emacs, both in Mac or Linux. In Linux mostly, because that is where I spend. If I spend my time between Linux, Windows, and Mac, I think 90%, not 90%. Yeah, I think 90%, probably more than 90% is on, of course, Linux. Maybe 95% is on Linux, and maybe another 5% on Windows or maybe Mac. But the thing is that when I start my Emacs on my Mac, if I have to, I just run a script that will run Emacs with a specific home directory for my Emacs. And I think I made a video on this topic. I'll probably not get into the details, but what I'm trying to say is that if you have these org files synced across multiple computers, you can do that using sync thing. You can do this using Dropbox. I do it using Dropbox because, to be honest, I'm too lazy to move away from Dropbox. I already use sync thing, but one good thing about Dropbox is that because I have this Dropbox CLI, basically Dropbox is running in the background always, and it is syncing files. For sync thing, of course, it can do that. The thing is that my Mac is not always turned on, so I still need to figure out how to use sync thing to basically sync my files all the time without me worrying about it. And I think it is not really difficult because on Windows and Mac, I believe it runs. I think there's a service, I guess, it runs in the background. On my Arch Linux, I think I can definitely run it when I start just run sync thing command. I can probably do it using xinitrc. But the thing is that I basically make a lot of notes, and I make these entries, and you can also tag these items. For example, if I want to tag this as video, I don't have to, because this particular, if I go back to the parent, I'm sure there is a tag somewhere. And because this item is scheduled for 5:15 today, so it means that it is a video, but I can also tag these items anywhere. And this is just, of course, one of my file, but it could be anywhere. Anywhere in my notes or any org file that I have. And when I'm doing my work, and if you're doing any work, I'm sure I find it hard to believe when people say that they don't know how to make a video, they don't know what to talk about. I think you just need to talk about things that you do. That is it. So if I'm doing something, let us say, so today I was working on my app. So I basically, because I make notes, so there is a file, and in this particular file, I can basically see that, of course, I have a lot of details that I have captured with code snippets, for example. For example, if there is a code snippet, I can actually write it here. So this is basically the code snippet or the literate programming. Ideally, I should say eval no, because I don't really want to evaluate this, but because it is just for my reference. But the thing is that the notes that you are capturing, whenever you're learning something, whenever you're doing your work, just make notes and maybe pick one of your note and talk about it. And this is basically your video. And I thought I'll also encourage you to do the same thing. I wanted to, of course, show you. I've been talking about it, and I thought I'll probably also show you. For example, if I run my agenda, if I go to my agenda, I will notice this item called how I make videos daily from my notes. And once I'm done with my video, I'll probably do Control-C, Control-X, Control-O, and clock is stopped. So, or there is also one more thing that you can do. You can also do done, and it will also stop the clock for you. And this is, of course, very simple thing that you can do when you are done with your work. And based on this particular activity that you have just finished, it will keep track of the time. It will also keep track of how much time you're spending on a specific, let us say, video, or on a specific type of activity, like based on a tag. So there are a lot of wonderful things that you can do, because everything is stored in your computer. It is super fast and you can always report on it. But for me, more than the reporting part, it's more about organizing your life. And org mode is a wonderful way to do that. All right, so that is all I wanted to talk about today. I hope you found this video useful and you learned something new today. Thank you very much. Bye bye.